If this video is showing up on your feed, this just might be the sound for you to start creating. You see, I want to share a story with you from about 6 years ago. I was working at a brick factory, and all I was doing was getting everything ready for the bricks. And it was just basically sweeping stuff from the ground and coming back half an hour later to see it back exactly how I left it, how I found it the first time. And I was feeling miserable because when you start a job, you continue to do it, you leave it, you finish doing it, you leave it, and you come back half an hour later, and it's the same exact way as you found it the first time. It does feel depressing. But also, this wasn't the very first time that I found or I felt this way, because I've worked at several different jobs, and every time I was wondering, why am I even here? When I was working at that brick factory, I was just feeling down because even though I was productive, there was something that needed to be done. I was doing the job, so it was productive. But really, it was working on somebody else's mission or somebody else's mission that they wanted to accomplish, which was making a big brick factory work and the end customer buying some bricks for their house. But it wasn't my dream. It wasn't what I was trying to do. And I realized that if I wanted to do this, if I wanted to feel a lot better about even working at that brick factory or about doing any other job that I was doing, maybe I needed to start creating. I realized that if I started creating something, then I would feel more, my life would feel more fulfilling. I really wanted to feel something better about myself, so that when I did go to that brick factory job or some other job, I wasn't going to feel as bad because I had something going on. I was creating value to some other people. So I was serving people. There was a mission in my own life rather than the only thing of working on somebody else's dream. So when I realized this, I did a second mistake. And that second mistake was, okay, so I need to find a way to create something that's going to help other people. So what did I do? I started to work on or to learn about some different projects, about learning about something. So I wanted to, for example, there were some different businesses that I wanted to start, but eventually a YouTube channel. And when I wanted to start a YouTube channel, I started learning about all these different things that would make a good hook, about good editing, about all these different things that come into making a good YouTube channel and a YouTube channel that works. And there's two issues with that. The first thing is when you're learning and learning and learning, you get stuck into this phase where you feel like you're productive. Some people read books, some people consume TikTok videos, YouTube videos, and myself, I was consuming a lot of YouTube videos and learning about how YouTube works, the algorithm. And the reality is, I knew everything that I needed to know in order to start. Yes, it wasn't going to be perfect, it wasn't going to be the best video in the world, it wasn't going to be any of those. However, once you start to create those videos, you realize that you know everything. Right now, if you're watching this video, you know everything that you need to know in order to start to create content, whether it's on YouTube or something else. And if you want to create a business, which is what this channel is about, you know how to create one of those. You know how to create content. You might have never done it before, but you know how to do it. You go to your camera and you start filming something. And here's the actionable step. If you don't know what to do, you just film about whatever's going through your mind. Or you start creating content that you've already seen and that you're already consuming, so that instead of being the consumer, you become the creator. And that's what I ended up doing. And there was this study that was done a few years ago where there was this class that one of them had to make the best pot possible. They had a week to do it, or the whole day, or whatever it was. I think it was a week. And they had to make one pot, but it had to be the best pot possible. On the other side, there was another group of students, and they had to make as many pots as possible. It didn't have to be good, they just had to make as many pots as possible. And what they discovered at the end of the class is that the people or the students that made the most pots had the better quality of pots over the people that made the best pot possible. And that's very relevant to YouTube as well. If you create as many videos as possible and you're not worried about making the best editing, in fact, my videos aren't edited at all, and you focus on doing as many as possible, obviously you want to make them good, but don't overthink it. It's going to be one more valuable, and it's also going to make you practice to make your videos or your pots as best as possible. You end up making way better videos than the people who post once a month if you're posting 3 times a week like I'm doing. That's going to give you the best value possible, and you're going to be way more comfortable on camera. You're going to express yourself better, and you're going to be able to pass on your message as best as possible. And I keep banging on about this in my other videos, but to be as you as you possibly can, as authentic you as you would be with some friends. And that's what I want this channel to be about. So instead of getting stuck in this consuming phase, now you need to start producing. That's going to give you and your audience and the people who haven't found you yet the best value that they can find. When they find you, they're going to find your videos where you have several hours behind them, and you know that your videos are going to improve every single time, as long as that's the way to do it. And you're going to become way more fulfilled because you don't have the burden of editing for hours. You don't have the burden of consuming and feeling depressed. And even if you have to go to a 9 to 5 that you hate, you still have that to fall back on. And you know that you're helping people on the other side of the camera. I hope I'm helping you on the other side of the camera. And it's just those things that happen. And I know this is not going to be my best video, because my next video hopefully will be better, and the one after that will be better, and so on and so on. I hope that my videos are just going to be better and better and better, and that comes with practice after making these. And this video is probably a lot better than my first video that I ever posted. And you can tell me in the comments if that's the case, but you'll have to watch the first video that I ever made. So hopefully this helps. All you have to do now is just to start creating instead of consuming. Stop consuming, you've consumed enough, and it's time to go and become the creator that people are going to consume. And I have some other videos that you can watch, so YouTube thinks that you should watch one of them, and you should probably watch it.